Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. First time pro guest. I can't believe I've never had this guy on the channel before. It's Azilys. Azilys, what's going on, man?
It's fine, and you?
I am doing great. You are, I don't know, would you say that you're France's #1 player, or do you put Donkey Kong at your level? I mean, you're both Three Musketeer experts. Who's better?
I don't know. Donkey Kong is really, really strong too. I love this man.
He is. Is it something in the water there in France that there's just really good Three Musketeer players, or I don't know, right?
Yeah. We have a lot of good players with Three Musketeer.
Yeah, and have you always played Three Musketeers? This is the classic deck, by the way, that we're going to be discussing today, guys. I had Azilys just play a Grand Challenge, and of course, he flawlessly got the 12 win. And today I wanted to just ask you about this old school Three Musketeer deck, but also maybe give us some new, finer point tips on to how to have success with a deck like this. This deck is also my favorite deck in the entire game right now, but I don't play it nearly as good as you. So I want to try to bridge that gap a little bit, make myself a little bit better, hopefully with your tips. So why don't you start out by just telling us, let's just keep it basic and simple to begin with. This is a Three Musketeer split deck mostly. What are you trying to do in the beginning of a match with this deck? Obviously, you don't know exactly what spells your opponent has, so I imagine that would be the first order of business?
Yes, in the first time we have to make an advantage of elixir against our opponents, and we have to see what she's playing. We don't have to show what are we playing.
Okay, so you don't. Under no circumstances will you play Three Musketeers early?
Yeah. No, I can. If I have a bad hand with no pump, I can put Ice Golem and see what she's playing and split Three Musketeer. One behind the Ice Golem.
Okay, so if you don't have pump in your first 5 cards and your opponent's really not doing anything, you're not afraid to play the Three Musketeers early?
No, because he can't spend this spell for my 2 Musketeer and I can pump.
Okay. Let me ask you, we're going to get into like more of a strategic overview, and we'll also go through your 12-win kind of play-by-play as well. But let me ask you something that I have a difficult time with on Three Musketeer decks. And it's going against heavy beatdown decks where they have Fireball Zap, or they have, you know, Lightning, even though it's not that popular anymore. So if there's a big tank coming down your lane, let's say they put a golem at the bridge, or there's just a golem coming at you and you don't have a lot of elixir. Well, you have a lot of elixir, but you know they have Fireball Zap in hand or something like that. How do you play your Three Musketeers? Like, or do you not play your Three Musketeers? How do you deal with those situations?
That depends. You can push if you have Ice Golem and Battle Ram. You can push for he spend his elixir, or you can defend one Musketeer on the golem.
Okay.
And push on the other lane. You have to take a tower.
Okay, so tower trade kinda.
Yeah.
Okay. If you let's take a step back for a second, because you are the Three Musketeer champ. You came in, you were first place, I want to say, in the final heat of King's Cup 2. Is that correct, or were you like you were first place? I felt like most of the day on the play-in phase.
Yeah, I playing a lot of Three Musketeer on the tournament.
Yeah,
but in the beginning, I'm a player with Lockbait and Og, not Three Musketeer, but I really love Three Musketeer too.
Yes, yeah, you switched to it and now you're unstoppable with it. So let's take like kind of a big picture outlook on Three Musketeer decks. As a Three Musketeer pro, certainly one of the very few best in the game, what do you think the key difference between an average or a decent Three Musketeer player and someone at your level? Like, if you had to pick out 1 or 2 little things that you do differently, what would they be?
You have to make a really good advantage of elixir. If you do that, you have to see what you don't have to put the Three Musketeer first, because you have the advantage of tower if you don't put.
Okay. Anything else besides that, or is that basically the big key? Just getting that big advantage.
No. And you have to protect your Musketeer and don't spend too much on push.
Okay.
You have to You understand me?
Okay, that makes sense. So what about on pushes when you split your musketeers, and it's just let's just go over the basic rules and then we'll get a little bit more in depth. But the basic rules for splitting your musketeers is you're always going to split two musketeers towards the tower with the most health on it, and after you've done that, what are you going to do in as far as supporting? Are you always going to put the battle ram in most cases with the single musketeer?
Yeah. Always with the single musketeer. Always.
Okay.
Because you have to spend a lot of elixir, and if you put battle ram on the two musketeer and you have a mega knight, for example, you lose a lot of elixir and you can counter push easily.
Yeah, and I'm watching the second replay here, and it looks like you're not afraid to kind of go aggressive at times too. Like I saw you put a battle ram, ice golem, and minion horde all in one lane. So
Yeah.
during the first 2 minutes of the match, especially, are you not using Three Musketeers a lot necessarily? You're more just doing like minion pushes, minor pushes, battle ram pushes.
Yeah, because I want him to spend his spell for,
Okay.
for make a big push.
Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot of elements of like kind of spell bait in this deck because you have your pump to bait out a spell, and you also have the minion horde and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so talk a little bit about the minion horde then. On a high level, minion horde. How are you using minion horde, and in what different ways with this deck?
Minion Horde is really cool because you can with Minion Horde you can I don't have the word.
Bait maybe, like
you can bet spell. You can bet spell.
Okay, so you're using Minion Horde mainly to bait out their spell or to force them to use a spell that they're not comfortable with?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you don't have the spell, you can push with Ice Golem, Battle Ram, and Minion Horde to take a tower too.
Okay. And what if your opponent has a tank coming at you? Let's go back to that tank scenario. And let's say you have Minion Horde. They have a spell in hand, like let's say they have poison in hand. If they have a tank coming at you, like a golem or a giant, and they have poison, would you rather just play Minion Horde instead to, again, bait out the spell? Or would you just split the Three Musketeers, two in the opposite lane?
Two on the opposite lane, and you have two poison most of the time. And you can put Minion Horde on the tank or on the troop behind.
Okay, so it sounds like you always prefer defending big tanks with Three Musketeers first.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just talk lastly about double elixir time. And mainly in double elixir time, does this deck really just come down to cycling Three Musketeers?
In double elixir time?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Feel free to Hey, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me.
No. You are not wrong.
So, maybe what I'm trying to say, I guess, is, are you trying to just get as many Three Musketeers pushes as possible, and you're trying to support your push, but you're not overdoing it necessarily. That way, you can just keep the pressure up.
Yes, that depends of opponent deck, of if you have the elixir advantage, of if you have. That depends on a lot of elements.
Okay, great. Let's go ahead and do a kind of get in the head of Azilys here on this 12-win match against DarthJarJar.
DarthJarJar is a good play.
I will pause at the beginning and let me know when you're there, and then we'll press play together.
Okay. Let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. So, so let's talk a little bit about a starting hand here. You don't have pump anywhere in your first 5 cards. What's going through your head right now?
I want to see he pushing. Donc I have to defend. I put I put a Goblin Gang and Ice Golem press up for defense, and I am really good right now. But I know he can't take my pump. he have a Hog Rider deck. And I
Mhm.
know it's a Mega Knight Hog because I play a lot of this deck too.
Okay, a very small question, but you placed that pump close to your king tower. Is there any reason why you put it there instead of in the
No,
corner?
no, no. No, no, I can put this on the corner. It's the same.
Okay, all right. All right, so you take a
Right
little bit
now,
of
I take
damage.
a I take a lot of damage, but I know I have a lot of elixir advantage. And right now, we put his fireball. I just have to free Musketeer and make a little push for see what she playing
Can we pause right
right
here?
now. What?
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm pausing right now. I'm at 151. I just want to ask you about that. So, as a Three Musketeer player, he used his fireball. You know you have like a monster push because you have the elixir advantage and the Musketeers. Uh,
yeah.
like, let's kind of let's stop time right now and break down what you're trying to do at this very point. Like, how are you going to support this?
I have Ice Golem, Miner, Battle Ram, and Goblin Gang. I know he have Zap, and he can take my Goblin Gang. I have to put the Battle Ram on the lane of the Musketeer because you have to defend the two Musketeer with Mega Knight, I thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to put Goblin Gang too because he have Zap and no log. And I know this Goblin Gang can take his tower more easily.
Okay, so already in your head here, you've decided you're going to sacrifice the two Musketeers and go
Yeah,
super heavy in the other lane.
yeah.
All right, let's see it. I'm going to press play again in three, two, one, play. All right, so that's smart thinking because you know the Mega Knight's coming down. And
Yeah, but
oh,
she
he
put
switched it up.
yeah. I don't understand why.
Man, you faked me out too. I was waiting for it in the other lane. All right. But that worked out for you anyway, obviously.
Yeah. My two musketeer make a lot of damage.
Do you think that was a mistake on his part or was it okay?
He surprised me. If
Yeah.
he don't have a chance of the focus of the Mega Knight. If he take my Goblin Gang more
Mhm.
faster, he can take my tower
Okay. So now
because
you're
this
back to even again, and there's only a minute and 10 seconds left. Would you ever pump in this situation or no?
yeah, I pump. I
Oh,
have to
okay.
pump
All
a
right.
bit.
So now you're ready for him to go pretty hard here.
Yeah, I know. I have to look. I have to do that to do this.
Wow.
And after, put Ice Golem for and defend Hog. I think he's gonna put this on the right side, but she putting this on the left.
Wow. And he fireballed your pump,
Yeah,
which was
I
really
have to
good for
pump
you.
one more
Yeah.
time
Wow. So why
for
did you
making a
pump there?
really good advantage. Yeah, and
Oh, so
after I have to put
yeah.
yeah. And right now I can go for a big push because I have a lot of elixir.
Okay.
I put Battle Ram, Ice Golem, Minion Horde,
Wow. Yeah. And he
and
used his
he can't
spell.
do anything
Yep.
because I have a lot of elixir. And he put Zap on defense and Ice Golem on defense. I can take his push easily.
Wow. Very well done there. I like that you. I think the one thing that you did that I would have done differently, and it would have been a bad idea, is I don't think I would have pumped there when the
Yeah.
very last pump. So the reason you did that was just again to a bait out with fireball or b at least maintain a positive elixir advantage.
I I have to maintain my elixir, my positive elixir, because you have a hard counter with Fireball, Mega Knight. He can defend with Ice Golem, Goblin, to Musketeer. I have to take a really good advantage of elixir, or I can push. He can
Mhm.
defend really easily, and I can defend his Hawk really easily.
Well, I gotta say, Azilys, you never fail to impress. And look at your, oh my God, I didn't even know you had over 500,000 challenge cards won. That's incredible, man. You're a beast. But I just wanted to thank you again for coming on. I feel like I've got a better handle on Three Musketeers. I'm gonna go play it as soon as we stop recording. So I just wanted to thank you again. Do you have any shout outs, anything like that, Azilys?
Thank you for your invitation. Yes, shout out for Kangaroo
Yeah,
and
sure,
my
man.
sister Azelia.
Okay, great. I'll include a link to your social media for people to reach out. Make sure you follow Azilys. And thanks again for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So that's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed Azilys' first time on the channel. Really enjoyed having him on. Check out, again, his information as well as my YouTube partner, Bren Chong, all in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.
Bye.